Alright everyone, we're going to become an OP Faith Cleric. So, start a new game and go ahead and select the Cleric class. Make him look like whatever you want to, him or her. And me personally, I want to be called the Host of Embers because I like to troll people. Once you load into the Cemetery of Ash, make your way killing enemies at your leisure. Don't forget to pick up the Ashen Estus Flask, and then finally make your way to the Cemetery Ash bonfire. As you continue to make your way, there is a little jump that you have to make in order to grab your first Titanite Shard. Don't forget it. Only thing left to do here is grab the sword out of Gundyr and, well, kill him. Next thing you want to do is make your way to the Firelink Shrine and put that sword in the center to make yourself a bonfire for the Firelink Shrine. Go ahead and talk to the Firekeeper so that you can level up, use up all the souls as you can, and for the moment what you want to do is allocate everything you can to Vigor. Stop at the Shrine Handmaid and pick up at least one pebble. If you've got a few extra coin, you might even pick up the leather shield. Go up the stairs so that you can strip your clothes off and make this jump onto the roof. Follow the roof all the way around the building to the back side to where you can find a crystal lizard, kill it, and then take the twinkling titanite shard that it drops after it dies. Make your way back to the front of the roof, enter into the archway, and carefully make your way above Firelink Shrine to pick up the Estus Shard and talk to Picklepea. Trading with him, we actually have to leave the Homeward Bone, Prism Stone, and Firebomb so that he can give you a few goodies, including a large Titanite Shard. Once you're done trading with Picklepea, what you want to do is carefully navigate through the illusionary wall and hop down at the end of the walkway so that you can open the chest and grab yourself the Coiled Silver Serpent Ring, which is going to give you extra XP. Stop at the blacksmith and use that Estus Shard to reinforce your Estus Flasks. Also, if you want, you can reallocate your Estus Flasks before you take off. Then make your way to the bonfire. And this time you're going to go back to the Cemetery of Ash because there's something you need to take care of. Once you arrive at the Cemetery of Ash, you actually want to backtrack and then hang a left at the intersection and navigate through the watery crevasse to battle the ravenous crystal lizard. Be quick to dodge and know that the mace only requires a few hits before it staggers this enemy. Once it's dead, take the Titanite Scale and all of its souls. Then you're going to go back to Firelink and head out of Firelink to the right so that you can battle the Master. And because you're a cleric, you can use the Force in order to knock him off of the ledge and understand the true nature of the force of gravity. Reload the area so you can get his drops. Then go and use your souls with the Firekeeper to upgrade your Vigor, keeping a few souls so that you can buy the large leather shield if you haven't done so already. Now it's time to progress to the high wall of Lothric and hit the bonfire as soon as you arrive. Proceed down the stairs to the left to make your way through this level, and by the way, make sure you don't die from Dragonfire as you pick up drops along the way. Heal up as needed. Proceed through both gates underneath the dragon and evade the ever-watchful eyes of the Lothric Knight, sneaking past and up the stairs on the tower to the high wall to hit the bonfire and grab yet another Titanite Shard. Use both of the Titanite Shards that you got in order to upgrade your mace to +1. Then use your souls to increase your Vigor and continue on. Make your way down the stairs and through the arch and use your fire bombs to dispatch the pus of man that actually transforms from one of the hollows. Then you can grab yet another Titanite Shard. Kill the crystal lizard hiding around the corner so that you can grab the raw gem that you need for your mace. Slide down the ladder, and to the left you can grab the black fire bombs. Continuing on through the archway, and to the left is another Titanite shard. Make sure you bust up the barrels and vases so that you can grab the undead hunter charms that you're going to need here in a minute. As a Jedi pro tip, use the Force to dispatch any enemy that's causing you trouble. Then continue on through the level, grabbing the broadsword, which is a fantastic weapon. Go down the stairs, and then you can get to the chest that holds the Silver Eagle Kite Shield. Equip that sucker. Then head down the stairs for another Estus Shard and destroy the evil dog for the cell key. And before you leave, make sure you pick up yet another Titanite Shard. Next, stealthily drop down so you can grab the rapier and evade the winged knight as you make your way through the archway, up the stairs, and to the elevator, bringing you to the door that reconnects to the first bonfire. Rest at the bonfire if you wish, but then head back down the elevator and proceed to summon the Lion Knight to help you out. After dispatching some of these knights, you may be lucky enough to grab yourself some brand new armor. Equip it if you do, and grab the Lucerne. Then head through the castle door in order to grab the banner as well as the Way of the Blue Covenant item. Go back underneath the tower at the High Wall bonfire and make your way through the arch, down the stairs, and open the cell door to release Grey Rat so that he can give you a blue tearstone ring as well as a quest to find his long-lost love. Go back underneath the tower where the dragon rests and use the undead hunter charm to throw at the mimic chest underneath so you can safely grab not only his deep battle axe but also the possibility of grabbing a symbol of Alvarez. Back at Firelink, you can talk to Grey Rat and you can make purchases from him, such as the light crossbow and perhaps a hood if you don't have one already. Upgrade your flask and use any souls that you have to increase your vigor, maxing it out at 27. Once back at the High Wall, you want to go to the right this time, grab the longbow and kill the Pus of the Man with not only your mace, but also, of course, fire bombs. Then pick up the next Titanite Shard. Now you can upgrade your mace to +2, and you can put the raw gem into your mace to infuse it with raw, bringing your damage up to 201. However, for some reason you don't like the mace, you could farm this guy for the great axe if that's what fits your fancy. Lastly, at the High Wall, you want to kill the boss, Vort. Pro tip is, hit him from behind and he'll fall like dominoes. Hit the bonfire, proceed through the big doors, and raise the banner to go to the undead settlement. Then you want to proceed down the stairs and under the bridge so you can bring Yoel of Lundor back to Firelink Shrine, as he is a merchant of great value. Open the gate and hit the bonfire to proceed through the level, making sure you knock down this corpse so that when you are down below you can grab Loretta's bone. Defeat the enemies nearby and grab the Estus Shard. Then you can drop down and then get your hands on yet another Titanite Shard. Go around the house, in the door, and drop down in the hole in the floor so you can grab the Sunbro's Covenant item. Then proceed along the path to an intersection near the Evangelist. Go to the right near the cliff's edge and grab another Titanite Shard. Then you want to climb the ladder and go across the little short bridge to grab another Titanite Shard. To the right of the path is a way to jump down so you can get a sneak attack on the Crystal Lizard, and then hit the bonfire so you can go back to Firelink and raise the rest of your vigor to 27 if you haven't done that already. If you have any extra souls, you want to go to the handmade and buy some wooden bolts if you haven't done that yet. Back at the undead settlement, you want to make your way, and actually this time to the right across the big bridge through the doorway, clearing out all the enemies all the way up to the closed door, and then double back to the left by the barrels. You want to make your way up the ladder, down the roof of the house, then use your crossbow to shoot at the corpse so you can grab the fire stone plate ring, making sure not to fall off the edge or to knock the corpse down off the edge where you can't reach it. Next, you want to go ahead and enter in the back of the cage. It looks like an enemy, but it's not, and it'll teleport you underneath the undead settlement so you can talk to Hodrick and get the Mound Maker's Covenant item. Once you get back to the undead settlement, you want to continue on through those doors again. This way you can drop down on the little ledge and then grab yet another Titanite shard. Continue on, hitting the bonfire, going through the door, up the stairs, and around above the bonfire so that you can release Cornix, who is the pyromancer. Grab the hand axe down below, and in front there is a torture chamber that has a path that leads to the fire clutch ring. Make sure you grab that. Proceed through the level down the stairs and around underneath where the bonfire was, through the door, and making your way to the ladder so that you can open up the shortcut to the dilapidated bridge bonfire. Once you get back to Firelink, you can upgrade your vigor to 27 and then start allocating to faith and attunement. Before leaving, upgrade your Estus flask if you haven't done so already. From the dilapidated bridge bonfire, go through the level killing monsters, and sometimes you get lucky enough to actually grab additional Titanite shards. Then make your way across the bridge and continue on until you get to Aegon of Karim, expend his dialogue, go through the big double doors, and be mindful not to kill the Onion Knight because he's your friend. Talk to him and take the elevator down. Casually stroll through the area underneath, opening the doors right before the bonfire, and once you hit the bonfire, make sure that you get yourself an Irithel straight sword. Go back to Firelink to increase your faith as high as you'd like, or your attunement to 18. When you return, you want to take the elevator back up this time, and then make that elevator go down, and then take the next elevator up even further. Make peace with the giant that throws massive spears, and then on your way down, what you want to do is jump off when you hear the Onion Knight say, It'll tell you not to proceed further, but you want to do that anyways so that you can go ahead and kill a fire demon. And real quick, the mace is awesome. Grab the fire gem, then talk to the Onion Knight, making sure to expend all of his dialogue before looting the area, including the corpses. Finally, make your way up the stairs to progress through the level. Sometimes you might get lucky when you fight these evangelists with a couple really cool drops, like a spiked mace, which is a fantastic weapon, and the evangelist robes. Proceed around, up the stairs, on the roof, jumping down the roof on the side, and then jumping down inside the tower so you can get the Mira armor and the Corinthy ring. Then what you want to do is make your way to the dilapidated bridge bonfire, ember up, and kill the invader Hodrick. Just be careful, he is a parry master. Once you have dispatched of him, you're going to proceed through the level into the area where the giant will throw spears down at your enemies now. And he'll clear the way for you to pick up the loot and make the jump across the ravine to pick up your first undead bone shard, which you'll toss into the Firelink fire giving you an increase in health from your Estus shards. On top of the hill area, you can get the cleric set, and more importantly, you'll be able to grab the mortician's ashes that you'll use at Firelink to give to the handmaid, and now she'll be able to sell to you the grave key. With it, you can go into the sewers below the undead settlement, and out of the sewers, you can track down this crystal lizard, giving you a heavy gem, which is right next to 2 Titanite shards. Once you've got both of them, continue through the crevasse, and up above you, there is a hanging corpse that if you shoot down, it'll give you the blessed red and white shield +1. In the room to the left is a Saint's Talisman, which is one of the most powerful talismans in the game. Up the ladder to the left, you unlock Irina of Karim, who is the merchant that sells miracles. Meet up with her at Firelink, and you can buy the Caressing Tears and Replenishment spells, along with the Saint's Ring, which will allow you to memorize another spell, giving you another spell slot. Burn the Undead Bone Shard and upgrade your mace to +3. Then you want to go to the High Wall of Lothric. Now you're going to defeat the dragon in this area where his fire can't actually hurt you, but you are going to be able to shoot him with crossbow bolts or arrows or whatever kind of ranged weapon you're using. While it might take a little bit, it is well worth the wait because you are rewarded with a large Titanite shard. And now that you have 2, you can actually go and upgrade your mace to a +4 raw mace, giving you 244 damage. At the Road of Sacrifices, progress through the level killing monsters, grab the Brigand Axe, kill the NPC, take the Butcher's Knife along with the Brigand gear, including the Brigand Dagger. Then what you want to do is drop down the area next to the bridge. Proceed to get the Braille Divine Tome of Karim and Morn's Ring, which will actually boost miracles. Proceed through the level and hit the bonfire, giving you time enough to talk to Henri. Then grab the Blue Sentinel's Covenant item from Horus before you go back to Firelink. Once you get back to Firelink, you can give Irina the Divine Tome, and she will sell you the medium heal spell along with Tears of Denial should you have enough souls. Now I'd say you're pretty OP, but for those of you who want just a little bit more help, why don't you stick around for the post commentary of this OP video. Alright, first I'd like to go over the variations, as there are a number of different choices you can go with regards to your weapon. The first variation, aside from the mace, would probably have to be the battle axe, the hand axe, or the thrall axe, should you happen to get it from a thrall as a drop. They are super awesome weapons, but they actually scale a little bit better when you put a deep/dark gem in the battle axe, a fire/chaos gem in the hand axe, and a blessed gem in the thrall axe, which I have to say is actually remarkable when scaling with the blessed infusion. Other options are the Morningstar and Warpick, but if you're leaning more towards using swords, obviously the longsword and broadsword are great. The Lothric Knight sword, however, works well with a dexterity-oriented build. If you plan on leaning a little heavier into strength, you could use the Great Club, the Spiked Mace if you get it, or obviously the Great Axe. If you're willing to put a little bit more stat investment, you could use the Exile Greatsword, the Executioner's Sword, or the Astora's Greatsword, which we haven't even gotten to yet because they're locked behind the Crystal Sage boss. As far as chimes and talismans go, the Cleric's Chime is good enough. However, you could opt for the Priest Chime if you plan on having your faith no higher than 40. As far as talismans go, I'd have to say the canvas talisman is probably the best in the game because it provides the most poise when you use the weapon art. However, if you're looking for power, then I'd have to say go with the Saint's talisman. Either way, I would definitely get my hands on the Saint Tree Balvine Chime because it brings your casting speed to a 99 dex equivalent just by having it in your hands. Spell wise, I would probably just recommend the Lightning Spear spell for right now, but later you're going to get your hands on some better spells like Great Lightning Spear, Lightning Stake, and Deep Protection. Moreover, if you plan on buffing your weapon, you'll be able to use spells like Dark Blade, Lightning Blade, Blessed Weapon, Karthus Flame Arc as the Pyromancer spell, and maybe even Dark Moon Blade with a high enough rank in the Blades of the Dark Moon Covenant. Ultimately, the Cleric is a fantastic class to play, though you don't have to start as a Cleric. In fact, I usually start as Deprived, which gives me a 10 in Intelligence, and with that, early on, you can cast some sorceries like Magic Weapon, which you can use to buff your raw mace, giving you an even higher damage overall. That strategy could support you all the way till your faith is probably around 35 or higher before you even consider putting a Blessed Gem into your mace. Of course, the lightning infused mace is probably one of the strongest lightning weapons in the game because it gives you an awesome amount of damage, poise, a great move set, and an amazing weapon art. But these are all things that I think. Why don't you go ahead and tell me, what do you think about starting off your faith, cleric, or related build down in the comments below? Alright, you guys, that pretty much concludes my OP early faith build video. So, if you had fun, if you learned something, if you enjoyed watching this, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so you don't miss another video. And as always, thanks, stay cool, and bye everyone.